That is going to be one of my fallbacks for the weekend if I don't like either of these Aristocrat decks. Alright, to start with, what does Aristocrats mean? So, when this archetype originally existed, circa 6 or 7 years ago, when the original Innistrad set was in Standard, there were cards, Falcon Wrath and Cartel Aristocrat, that were creatures that sacrificed your other creatures for positive effects. So, from that point forward, decks that play cards like Priests of the Forgotten Gods or Dread Malekith, basically decks that sacrifice their own creatures, are referred to as Aristocrats decks. So basically, because these decks are playing Priests, refer to them as Aristocrats deck. This is a more aggressively slanted deck, so we've got 10 1-drops here, we've got Dreadhorde Butcher, we've got Judith, Scourge, Diva, very aggressive card, we've got Heartfire, that's a little bit of reach, and just a lot of very angry creatures to beat down. One thing I like about this deck is that in addition to having very aggressively slanted draws, we also have cards like Midnight Reaper and Rekindling Phoenix that allow us to grind a little bit as the games go along. Let's go ahead and hop on into some matches and see how this feels. Basically, they signed a contract that said their company would get 80% money and he would get 20, and now they're trying to get out of it. Well, I mean, signing bad contracts. If that's actually what happened, signing bad contracts is just on the person who signed it. There's a reason why, unless you're talking about an MPL contract, you should negotiate a contract that you're going to sign, so the terms are favorable for both parties, ideally. Anyone engaging in a contract with good faith should be willing to go back and forth and make edits with you. Yeah, I elected not to play Bantu in the deck because of the reason you just said. I wanted the curve to be lower. So it's not entirely on the streamer who signed a bad contract. Can you explain to me how signing a contract that's bad for you is not on the person who signed the contract? Like, why is it the government's job to, like, make sure my contract is good? How is the rate on the contract any of the government's business? He's also basically, sure, that's why you pay for oversight. You pay for people that help you when you don't understand what's going on. I think I'm just playing this and attacking. I think I need to kill them ASAP, and this gets the most damage into play right away. Alright, so how many cards do I want to draw here? All of them? I think the answer is all of them. Sure, but I think we can all agree that, like, contract and what you're talking about in, like, a cell phone contract and language surrounding a business deal are, like, two different things. Well, unless they 16 us here, we should be able to kill them with this. Also, for reference, if anybody thinks they want to have any sympathy for Tfue, Twitchstats.net. Tfue currently has 49,761 concurrent subscribers. So that means his monthly income from subscribers alone is somewhere north of $150,000. That's before you factor in anything else, money from any other places, sponsorships, tournaments, whatever else he gets money from. So whatever he signed away to, like, somebody that was claiming to, like, represent him or help him, like, you know, dude's probably got plenty of money. That's a month. Yeah, in the last 30 days, he's likely cleared close to $200,000 from Twitch subscriptions. Yeah, the Esper list we just played was to cut the lines, Owzy. Alright, so I want all my... Yeah, and that's before donations, bits, and sponsors, exactly. I mean, like, to be fair, like, people like Tfue and Ninja, like, they're just, like, modern-day TV celebrities, basically, right? Alright, how am I sideboarding here? Midnight Reaper's probably a little bit mediocre on average. I think I just want to be more interactive, especially on the draw. Dread Malakin, probably not necessary. I'm going to trim a Heartfire, just because I might not always have bodies to throw away. That's true, yeah. Some of the really big people like Tfue and Ninja, they're bigger than a lot of, like, B-list TV stars. Seems okay. Getting anything where Priest is able to get online quickly is pretty good. Ed Bingo, thanks for the 17 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Dreadhorde Butcher is great. Wish I had a little bit more black mana, but feels like we're still ahead at the moment. Details on how to submit a deck to be played on stream can be found on my website here. The Butcher art is also very good. There are a lot of fantastic full arts in this deck, which is great. Don't kill my priest. Don't kill my priest. Don't kill my priest. Don't do it. I think this is a red finale here. They just looked at their graveyard, so... Turning 2 Grimmates into Dreadovation will more reliably provide a stream of bodies and sacrifice. You lose the ability. But yeah, I don't know. I think, so like, when I originally put the deck together, I wanted to be more aggressively slanted. And I think if I wanted a more steady stream of bodies to sacrifice, I would probably want to explore Reassembling Skeleton before I explored the enchantment. Alright, so now I need this stupid thing to not automatically use my black mana here, ideally. I think I do this because it's mana efficient. Nah, I'm gonna play this and just hold up Heartfire this turn, I think. Make this a surprise for next turn. I can turn auto tap back on. This does get Spell Pierce, but I feel like Spell Pierce is a card they're likely to board out against me. If you manually tap a red land and each one red, run black before eating 2 black, that's good to know. Good to know. Alright, so they're going to 1, which means if they kill this with anything other than Lava Coil, they're dead. The best part about participating in Twitch chat is how many doctors and lawyers you meet. Lots of doctors and lawyers. I'm an actual dino. The little swamp that could. We only had 1 black source, but we used it to the best of our ability. As a doctor, I can confirm you have a bad case of headphones. I'll have you know I have my doctorate in lawyering. God bless. I'm a rules doctor, lawyer, scientist. Wonderful. This hand's got probably like 1 too many lands in it, but like Grim Innate into Dreadhorde Butcher is like kind of hard to pass up. This card's like really sweet against various aggressive decks too. Like here's my 1/1 with First Strike. Come at me. I think I'm just playing this and passing. I sell Doom Blades and Doom Blade accessories. Fred the Third, thank you for the 2-month or the 13-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday wherever you're at.
I knew you needed one. This is just gonna be bad for you. Nobody tells me what to do.
All right, maybe we're stabilizing here. We're going to 13.
It's over when I say it's over.
If I run off a creature to work with this priest, we'll be in a pretty okay spot. This Dreadhorde is a 3/3 currently. A little scary. Two lands in a row. 2 lands in a row. 2 lands in a row. All right, more lands. More lands. More lands. Hey, we've had 5 spells and 12 cards, you know? Is this dead? This feels pretty dead. God, that's so brutal. Like, I even have a utility land in here. If we'd have drawn the Memorial to Folly, we'd have been okay. Yeah, I think so. I think we just have to attack. The question is, do I attack with this? I think we do. I think we just hope we, like, fade. I, like, only need 6 points of damage, though, which is, like, not a lot of damage. Like, the sad part is, like, they were just dead to a creature there, right? This would have hit them to 6, and then we'd have sacked this, dealing 5, and this would have dealt 2. So, like, if I just, like, any creature in my deck would have been lethal there. Any creatures in my deck's lethal. Draw a land, they hit running burn spells. That's how Magic works. Low variance, high skill game. You cannot sack Priest to itself. That is not a legal play. Do I want Lava Coil? I mean, you want to curve to 4 consistently, and one of our lands is a utility land. So, like, had I drawn the... I'm basically playing 23 lands with the spell land. Yeah, do we like Coil better than Tibalt? I could see that. They're probably bringing in their own Phoenixes post-board. Yeah, every morning, Johnny. You can always, if you ever have a question about what I played, you can always go back and re-watch the stream while we're still streaming. So if you click into videos at the top, you can see the Moto stream now. We played Bogles this morning. Thanks for the 4 months, Ferrets. Welcome back. I think it's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Opponent's mulligan to 4, so hand is probably more than fine. Oh, alrighty then. Is it crazy to trim all my priests in this matchup? This card just dies a lot, right? Is it crazy to just, like, do this? Like, if what are the odds I activate priest? It feels like it's probably pretty low, right? I think I want to, like, win off the back of these most of the time while being, like, a little bit interactive. Alright, that makes up for the fact that we missed drawing any creature in the first game. Do you need a non-Chandra source of card advantage? Yeah, we have Midnight Reaper as a non-Chandra source of card advantage. Rekindling Phoenix is like pseudo card advantage as well. Opponent just wanted to be on the play. I mean, they mulliganed to 4 and conceded. I think that's just how Magic happens. That sand's not amazing, but it's fine. The on-screen chat widget, as well as my on-screen alert notifications that pop up, those are handled by a website called Streamlabs. They're kind of the industry standard as far as on-screen alerts go. Interesting. So this trade's down in terms of mana, but I think that's fine. I think I want to just like keep their board as clear as possible. Leaving this in play is bad if they have like a Goblin Chain Whirler the following turn. Legion War Boss, gross. Hopefully they miss their land next turn.
My friend is here to help your pain.
If they hit their mountain here, we're gonna have our back up against the wall a little bit. Is Experimental Frenzy too crazy for this deck? What problem do you think my deck has that you're solving by adding Experimental Frenzy to it? Is my question. Why is that a card worth putting in my deck? Instead of me telling you your idea is good or bad, sell me on it. Say, Jeff, this is what this card does for your deck and why I think you should play it.
Give me all you've got.
Hey, look, it's a land that does stuff. Yay, lands that do stuff. The fact that there are so many different sets in... There's so many different mechanics in Magic Origins probably means it's never going to be on an arena set. So like again, I know what the rules text on Experimental Frenzy is. I understand what the card does. So like when I'm saying what does it do for my deck, I'm asking for specifics. I want to say this matchup is hard and this is why it's hard and this is how I'm attempting to fix that matchup being hard by making this change to my deck. You want to be problem solution focused when it comes to building Magic decks and making changes. Heartfires ended up being a little awkward here. Yeah, the Martyr Aristocrat builds, in my experience, just the mana's too inconsistent. Playing decks that have aggressive slants that are 3 colors is just, like, not a good place to be in life. In my experience playing. I'm gonna trade this Heartfire and my Dreadhorde Butcher for both their creatures here. Maybe we can survive at 5, but pretty unlikely to win this game at this point. Oh! I totally forgot you can sacrifice Planeswalkers. I probably missed a line where I could have done that.
Hey, over here. Let's light it up.
I forgot that he did that. We spent yesterday playing a bunch of Command the Dreadhorde, Fat Chris. I'd encourage you to check out some of the games that we played. Great, let's keep dodging bullets here and we can kill them relatively quickly. But we are sitting here sweating bullets. They've got a lot of cards in their deck that kill us from 2, right? That's pretty quickly lethal, though. So this does 8. I can deal 9 to them right now. Need one more brick out of him. Even in the Chandra ult also kills them, right? Just hoping to fade once more. So close. So close. Did I miss 2 points of damage somewhere? Did I miss 2 points of damage somewhere? Sometimes the mono red deck has only 3 lands in however many cards. If I didn't sack the Dreadhorde, I wouldn't have killed both their 2/2s. Chat, the people that are saying I should have sacrificed the Tibalt instead of the Dreadhorde, I would have literally flipping died. Because the only reason I killed both their 2/2s was because of the Dreadhorde trigger. So follow along. Stop telling me I'm dumb. I did it right. Sacrificing the Bolt earlier could have saved us 2 points life. Maybe. It would have put us in a different position, though. Like, I didn't skip using my mana that turn. Like, I didn't think about it as an out, but I used my mana with the Memorial to Folly. Wait, what? I must be getting cried, right? Must be getting cried. Hey, Manatai, thank you for the 15 months. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Phoenix is a good draw. Maybe I'm supposed to Heartfire kill this. It's possible that all 4 Heartfires is too many. It's definitely very possible that I should only be playing 3. I had only 3 in some of my earlier builds. I don't know, Fat. That's why I'm playing games. I genuinely don't know what's good, better otherwise. Trying to practice and figure it out. I played a couple of games with reassembling Skeleton in that slot too that felt okay. I could see just like playing Diagonal Goblin being okay. Ten out of 10 will do, Manatai. Thanks for the support. Do I want to play this? I think I do. Let me get Ritual so I didn't hate myself. Balloted, thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. I don't really think I want to splash a third color. I think I want to play either black-red or black-white. Three color aggressive decks tend to lose a lot of value in the consistency that they have. I'd prefer to both, like, not take damage from my lands and be able to cast my spells as I draw them. Light up the stage. Light the stage isn't really a one-of. It might be worth testing, but it's definitely a card that you, like, want to play a bunch of if you're going to play it. Tank, tank, tank. Best possible play. Typical Magic Arena line. Yay, we drew a good one. Yeah, another thing too is like, I think a lot of the recommendations people have been making, and this might just be the case, like, people keep, like, light up the stage, experimental frenzy. I get it, you want to play mono red aggro, and there's nothing wrong with playing mono red aggro, it's very good. But, like, at a certain point, it's like, well, why are we playing the black cards? Can we just like, register 19 basic mountains? That's what you want to do, go for it. I think Goblin Banneret sounds like a really unplayable Magic card. There's a reason why other people aren't playing it. The rate on that card just isn't good enough. I think everything Dread Malakin's not very good. What's it called could be okay. The Diagonal Goblin could be fine. We're pretty dead here at this point. Some Duress and some Chandra. Maybe Tibalt is good. Maybe. They don't gain that much life out of their deck. It's like just Moment of Craving. Try this. Let's try this. Chandra's and Duress is in. Is there any way we can get Abzan Hero in before I leave for work in 4 hours? 10 out of 10 mana tithe. We cannot. We can do it up next. Thanks for keeping me around. Hey, the Prime. Thank you for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. And Strife coming in hot for the 3rd month in a row. Like, not amazing, but it's in the range of keepable. Ideally, we'd like a 1-drop in the opener, but Dreadhorde Butcher on the play is kind of impossible to not keep. Why does interaction make Heartfire underwhelming? In fact, I'd argue because Heartfire is instant speed, the interaction that exists in the format makes it pretty reasonable because it's a card that lets you sacrifice your things in response to their interaction. So can you articulate why you feel interaction makes the card bad? Because I disagree with you on the surface. Hey, Pyro. Welcome back. This card's gonna get to hit them a 2nd time. God bless. So, I agree with you against red aggro, that it's less than ideal, sure. But that, like, one matchup isn't a reason to, like, not play a card that's very powerful and reasonable. And, like, maybe the correct argument is we want less of it in the red matchup, because I know it did end up being awkward in that one game that we played. I think you're also being kind of results-based and, like, focusing on one game where we're one draw step away from winning in spite of drawing poorly. Maybe Duress there to pull removal. Why do I give a shit about removal? Like, if they kill my creature, I draw a card. If they kill the Dreadhorde Butcher, they take damage. Like, why does the removal spell matter? This card is very good. I agree. This card's the reason to be in black-red, basically. Unchecked, it wrecks very quickly. Rats. Yeah, like, Cry is the potentially scary one there, and we were, like, outside of Cry range. we've moved far enough away from having open chat that there's a lot of subs that are failing to ask intelligent questions. Please focus on telling me what problem the card you're recommending solves in my deck. Don't just be like, but Jeff, this card is sweet and has X text. Say, Jeff, this card solves this problem that your deck looks like it has, and this is why it's worth playing. Another Dreadhorde Butcher was great. Sure, Lord. Priest is a card that often dies. It's a lightning rod, but this deck has a variety of cards that are like must kill or you lose, basically. And like the upside when Priest lives is really high. Sure, but the way you actually work to start a conversation isn't by putting the onus completely on the other person to carry the conversation. Like there's, 300 or 400 people in chat right now that are all chatting. If all of them just shout out random red and black cards that could possibly go in this deck, there's hundreds of cards in this format, right? Like, engaging in why every single different card I chose not to put in the deck is going to take all the time and not leave me time to actually talk about the gameplay or the decisions I'm making. And, like, I'm certain there's cards in this format that are great that I haven't thought of, but, like, make an argument and generate a discussion about why they're great instead of just putting the ball in my court and saying, Jeff, tell me why my idea is good or bad. Zant's pretty good. Duress into Dreadhorde Butcher. Awkward. I think I actually take the Moment of Craving here. Because this shuts down Dreadhorde Butcher's text anyways, and this is instant speed and gains them life. So the flexibility on that is better than this. If we run off lands the next 2 turns, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. If we brick off next turn, we're probably going to be in trouble. I mean, like, I have a bunch of must coil things. Yep. Probably binning the second Heartfire here. The good news is I have the first Heartfire to deal with the Nickel Bolas at least this turn, which is nice. Like, games like this are why I really like playing 24 lands in the deck. I think you're going to struggle way more in games where you fail to hit land drops than that you're going to have games where you lose because you flooded out. You got him. Land, please. Land, please. Perfect. Even a red source. Bedevil me, daddy. Bedevil me. Let me draw another card. Yeah, that's fair, Tumos. I missed a free point of damage. If I attack and they block, I just Heartfire inside of combat. So I potentially missed a free point of damage. That card's just been really underwhelming all the times I've played it for TQ. Just has not been impressive. So I think next turn is Judy, smack both of these this way.
My plans do not include
Right?
Secrets manifest before you.
Yeah, I could see Spawn of Mayhem being okay. I definitely like beefy flying threats. It's one of the reasons why Phoenix is so good. Hey, well, welcome, Lord. I'm glad you're enjoying it. And thanks for the support. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Not really. So, like, playing the Judith out instead of the Chandra there is good because it likely takes the Ugin off the table, like you saw here. That's so unfortunate. Ugh. So, Mardu Aristocrats is great when you can cast your spells. The problem is 3-color aggressive mana base just end up with you not being able to cast your spells a significant portion of the time. At least not on curve, which makes them just not worthwhile. That was a good rip. So if they trade here, I get to pick my Gutterbones back up because Judith Trigger is going to hit them for 1. Why would we be dead? Chat, my opponent... Everybody likes to give up against control long before they're anywhere close to dead. Like, when your control opponent doesn't have a sustained source of card advantage in play, you are nowhere near dead. Phoenix is very good. Our draw steps were excellent here. Friendly tryhard with the 12 months of support. Thanks for the entire year. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. Alright, I'm gonna hold this against the sweeper, I think. No, I've conditioned chat. I've tried to condition chat to be able to accurately recognize when a game is no longer winnable. So, I concede games early. I don't concede games early. I concede games early when you're effectively dead, and being able to recognize when you're effectively dead versus not against control is definitely a very learned skill in Magic. You can always see deck lists for decks that we have coming up later in the stream by checking out the deck queue on my website. Always very organized around here. Unless something's been cut the line. Yeah, like I said, I kind of like both red and white Aristocrats. I'm not quite sure which one feels more powerful. Rekindling Phoenix and Dreadhorde Butcher are both just very, very good cards. Things that don't save you for 100. Wow, I almost didn't play the Dreadhorde because I didn't think it mattered. It's actually just gets him to exactly lethal here. God bless. I think the 4th Heartfire might be too many. We definitely got a little bit gummed up on that. Cards I'm not 100% certain on are like these Heartfires, these Dread Malikins. I like the idea of, what was the demon someone recommended? Spawn of Mayhem? This doesn't seem like a terrible inclusion. Tibalt is another card I'm not 100% sure on. Playing a few copies of this doesn't seem okay. Yeah, I think the Grim Innate is better than Footlight Fiend. Although Footlight Fiend's a little bit easier to cast on one. Yeah, Dread Malikin's been okay off and on. I like just having more aggressive cards at the top end though. I don't hate getting some of these here. Let's play a couple games with Spawn of Mayhem and just see how that feels. Curving Dreadhorde Butcher into Spawn of Mayhem kind of sounds just excellent. One of the nice things about Spawn of Mayhem 2 is the fact that it's a card that survives Cry, which is one of the cards our Arctic kind of has trouble with. So like having cards that sidestep, that's a big deal. How'd the Bant Sun deck do? It was reasonable. It really struggled against other mid-range decks, but it felt decent against control and aggro. If you looked at that deck list and thought it was interesting, it's definitely worth going back and watching. Yeah, I agree. Having more 1-drops is potentially a good thing too, because this deck does have a very aggressive slant to it. So like Footlight Fiend could be 10-drop or 1-drops 9 and 10. Maybe Tibalt's just a board card for the Wild Growth Walker decks, and I like slide those down to 1-drops. It was not good, dude. Light, I'm gonna pull Esper Narset off my website. In fact, it was so bad. Ha! Getcha. It's also possible that the number of Midnight Reaper I have in my main deck is not ideal. Like, perhaps if I'm getting more aggressive, like, I board some of these for the matchups where they're really good to play more spawns. Like, maybe I want 4 spawns, 3 Midnight Reapers. I could see that. And, like, play the 4th Reaper in the board. Yeah, the website's a living document, so like as we play through things, if they're up there and listed, they're probably reasonable. All right, so my opponent binned a Thief of Sanity, so they're probably on Esper mid-range, huh? Which I think this card's probably pretty bad on the draw. Yeah, I have the same amount of black and red. BDP, I've got 16 black. I have 16 black and 16 red. When I'm boarding up on removal a lot of the time, I tend to like to bring in Chandras as extra source of card advantage. Yeah, we're technically like one or two, I think we're 2 black short. I think 18 black is ideally for black on 3. Yeah, maybe Rich. The Girl deck's on my website. Green Red Circuit is on my website. Bride Stalker, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Why would I want to cut the Phoenix? Instead of me telling you your idea is bad, tell me why it's good. Sell me on it. Dude Light, coming in hot with the big tip again. Let's get the Green-Red Sarkin deck played sometime this week so you can see how well it does in the format before your tournament on Saturday. Will do, dude. Thanks for the support. Think I just want to kill this. I think there's too many creature decks in the format for War Boss to be very good. Sounds good, dude. Cutting. People that want to cut Midnight Reaper, I feel like you need to play the deck some. Midnight Reaper is a really powerful card engine, especially with Priest. I'm glad you put in Spawn of Mayhem. This deck curves out like a good Gruul with 1 drop into Butcher into Spawn. Yeah, I agree, Pride Strike. It seems like a good addition. In fact, I think we're going to go ahead and cash our land in here and pick our Spawn back up. Maybe Seth. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna Lava Coil this and smack them. Yeah, this card's very good in the aggressive matchups. The first strike on this card is super relevant against both red and white aggro. That's unfortunate. Probably approaching dead here. Really need like a Chandra or something. Phoenix is not bad. Hoping to dodge D-Spark here. That's a pretty decent draw. Unanswered Phoenix does a lot of damage very quickly. That's super powerful.
I did not start this fight, but I will finish it. I demand.
Alright, so I assume they're getting aggressive here to get some lifelink. Are they dead? That's lethal, right? Because this does 4... Yeah, they're dead. Alright. And that's why I want to play a deck like this. I want to play a deck this weekend that's just like, oh yeah, by BT dubs, you're dead. Well, I mean, because my creature had first strike, their attacks actually weren't that good. Also, something to note here, if my opponent had 1 more life, Priest can make me sacrifice a creature too, which would get me another point with Judith. That's something that comes up on occasion. So Priest targets any number of players, which can include you. I think I want more 1-drops. These are technically a 3-drop. It's like a pretty decent curve. It just go to 3 Tibalts on the side. And then Spawn of Mayhem is technically harder to cast than Midnight Reaper. So even though this is more aggressive, I think I'm going to keep this 4-3 in favor of Midnight Reaper. I also really like drawing cards, so I'm probably biased. I'm not sure how I feel about Shock versus Moment. I like that Shock finishes Planeswalkers off, but Moment gaining life's a big deal. Let's try 3 Moment. We did die, the old 3/3/3 sideboard. We did die to the red deck. In a really close game where gaining a little bit of life would have been good. And the Shock providing reach is not irrelevant though either. Great. Needs a black source, but hand's really good otherwise. Renegade Shep coming in hot with the 5 months. Thank you for the continued support. Welcome back. Yeah, the 4-color Dreadhorde deck's super real. It's very, very good. I think I just do this, right? Because even if they block here, this is gonna shoot them, which triggers this. This card not dying to Baffling End is sweet too. Speaking of the Dreadhorde deck, alright, dead to this. Oh, look at that! Guess what that doesn't kill? Spawn of Mayhem.
Time to step out of the shadows.
Four converted mana cost. 4, 8, 9, 13.
The end's just.
And that mouse over on the spawn, like the dang it. That was good and efficient. Good and efficient. I don't think this is a Chandra matchup. I think on the draw, it is a Dreadhorde out matchup, just because they tend to gum the board pretty quickly. What do we think of this? This doesn't seem unreasonable. I think I like it. Has Tibalt, can't be wrong. Ain't that the truth? Thanks everyone for dropping in here, by the way. Hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. Urge to build this deck increasing. Yeah, I played a couple of matches with this off stream last night. It's doing a lot of things that I want to be doing. I think Rekindling Phoenix is great. I think I want to have an aggressive slant in my Rekindling Phoenix deck. Can a mod fix the capitalization on the Aristocrats command there? Both on the Falcon Wrath and Cartel Aristocrat names and the first word. Please and thank you. Zane is like really decent with the black source, huh? I'm up a game. Yikes, yikes. Hey, Terrible. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. Hope you're having a fantastical middle of your week. Short 2 Phoenix. You could put the Chandras in the main. You could play another Spawn. Chandra's Chandra main's probably not unreasonable.
Oh, an unfortunate casualty.
They have a link to my desk. My desk is an uplift desk, and I would explicitly not recommend it to anybody. In fact, when we build out my office later this summer, I'm gonna be changing desk brands because the electronics in this desk have issues. Am I about to get Massacre Girled? I think I'm about to get Massacre Girled. I don't currently. I need to do some research. I would recommend reading reviews and not buying the cheapest thing on the market. Cards like this are one of the reasons why I'm interested in potentially playing black-white Aristocrats. I think Decathlon Honor Guard is a very good Magic card that I'm interested in playing. Do I want Dreadhorde Butcher on the play? I kind of feel like I do. But, like, what's the trim? Is Dreadhorde Butcher better than Grim Innate on the play? Is Dreadhorde Butcher better than Grim Innate on the play? Yeah, the 4-color Dreadhorde deck generally doesn't play elves. Alright. Hoping for a black source on turn 3 that's untapped for the Spawn of Mayhem. Just get to go boop, boop, boop right up the curve. Right. And actually, if they play Wild Growth Walker on 2 here, I'm probably gonna Judith. If they Wild Growth Walker, it stonewalls my Butcher. Yeah, this hand would really just like a Lava Coil or a... Huh? I'm actually gonna do that. Because last time they traded, and if they trade again to, like, pump the brakes, I want to draw a card here. Is Jeff straight up drinking whiskey? You try reading Twitch chat 8 hours a day. Don't you judge me. Oh, that's a good one.
Well, my I adore an audience.
Not unconvinced that I don't want 4 of these in my 75. Gone back and forth on whether or not he's good enough to have in the main deck. Yeah, what'd you drink before sub-only mode? Asking the real questions. This even makes their interplanar beacons bad. Alright, so it's really important that Tibalt stays alive.
My assistants are painfully slow.
Oh, I guess they can soar in and plus. I mean, they were gonna get to kill him regardless, right?
My heart is hollow with scorn for you.
Yeah, Tibbs is dead.
Seems I have been outplayed.
Time for a drink.
Do I want to use this Heartfire here? I think I just hit him for 4 and pass. I think I'm just hitting this for 4 and passing.
I feel nothing anymore.
The Wild Growth Walker's exiled. I Lava Coiled that. What are the odds they can kill this Rekindling Phoenix? 0? I mean, what are the odds they can kill the egg? I think I wanna throw this at this, right? Like with these 2 lands up, it's a pretty unlikely they can kill this egg. Land small Tef would do it. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that gamble. This is like kind of the game here. If they have land small Tef, we probably die. Because then I won't be able to take this off the table. Tyrant Scorn. Brutal. That's a good draw. That's a good draw. Okay. Sacked the Devil to kill the Jade Light and the... Yeah, maybe that's better. Yeah, maybe that's better. Because then I keep my Phoenix too and I get to pressure this off the table guaranteed. I'm gonna attack with this because they can kill it for free with this. I mostly wanted to draw a card. So I mostly wanted to draw a card with this, and I didn't think that they were likely to be able to kill this. Obviously, I was wrong. Yeah, they also might have just sandbagged the Scorn. So, like, I assume we're Tefriing the Priest here, because otherwise this Priest is going to bury them. We might also see them, like, down-tick the Jade Light.
This isn't a fight you can win.
I don't know, if they bounce the Branch Walker and, like, get their Wild Growth back, I think that's good for us. Because the Priest plus the Phoenix plus the Midnight Reaper and the Judith triggers are going to bury them in the ground. Like, I feel like if I get to untap with this Priest, this game is, like, pretty over in my favor. The Priest is currently summoning 6, so I can't activate it. Yeah, they have a lot of choices here. I want them to do anything other than bounce my Priest. There's 4 copies of Dreadhorde Butcher in this deck. As always, you can type !deck to get a direct link to the deck list. Alright, they think they can beat what we have going on. What'd you draw? What'd you draw? So this is gonna target you, and I'm gonna sacrifice these 2, which gives me 2 death triggers. So I'm gonna kill the Branch Walker, and then they'll have to sacrifice the Wild Growth Walker, and then I'm gonna have enough mana to play this out. And I draw 3 cards here, and then this is gonna kill Sword, and they're gonna have a Vraska, but that doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, letting me untap with Priest is like a really big mistake. And like, we're at a point now where like, even if they rip Command the Dreadhorde, I'm hitting them for enough damage next turn that Command the Dreadhorde basically doesn't matter.
Wherever I go, I leave bodies in my way. Oh, the day is yours.
Here goes nothing.
Don't flatter yourself.
You think I just Heartfire them, right? To make Command the Dreadhorde worse off the top? And I think I sacrificed Priest to do it, to play around Massacre Girl. Well, I can't respond to anything. I can't respond to anything, chat.
That's more like it.
I mentioned Massacre Girl because I could have sacrificed this, and sacrificing this is not good in the face of Massacre Girl.
I am not going to sit this one out.
Oh, I should shock so Spawn gets bigger. Probably a good line. Cast Shrapnel Blast. Target you. There isn't a full art option for Spawn. All the cards that have foil options in this deck are foil. I'm not some kind of plebeian. Come on now. All the cards that come in foil are foil. I really just have no interest in playing a 3-color aggressive deck. Yeah, Heartfire is really sweet. Heartfire is very good. I subbed because my jester could use the word plebeian appropriately. Good golly, real decks have curves. It's unfortunate that we're on the draw, but 1, 2, 3. It's just elementary. What could it be? I assume this is going away. Yeah, card's real aggressive. All right, Dreadhorde Butcher, please. Rats, we're so unlucky, chat. Can you believe how unlucky we are? One of the reasons why I think this deck is good, and I'm gonna say this, and then my opponent's gonna cast it, but I think Cry of the Canarium is currently at an all-time low for being played, looking at the decks that are popular. So, it's going to feel bad when we get cried in this match because Grixis does tend to play that card still, but I don't think the Grixis decks are very good in general, so, like, playing a deck that's, like, kind of soft, that I think is fine. I also don't think we're just dead against it, we just, in general, would prefer not to play against it. Yeah, they definitely don't have Cry in their hand right now, that's for sure. Really unfortunate we didn't draw just any creature in our deck there. If we'd have been on the play this game, gosh, we'd have run away with this. We're gonna have to work for it on the draw, though. Oh, yep. Yeah, if I'm paying closer attention, I'd play the revealed land. There's no big spooky reason you're missing to not play the revealed land. Please contempt me. Badak, sure. Heartfire, also good at stopping poorly timed contempts. So this is trading for an egg and 2 points of damage. Deal.
My defiance has consequence.
As well.
From existence. Will resonate throughout the multiverse. Conceivable. You have no weakness I cannot exploit. You have tasted but a drop of power. These schemes have been foiled.
Probably dead. I think if we'd have been fortunate enough to win that die roll, we probably would have won that. Even though they had a solid hand, just on the draw was a little bit too much disruption. I think I want to leave in a couple of Heartfires just as like jump up and get you with reach. I guess Judith isn't stellar in the face of their sweeper effects. This is my preferred version of Aristocrats. Maybe. It's been a hot second since we've played Black-White. We're going to play that later today, too. We're going to play some Abzan here after this, then roll on into Black-White Aristocrats. This build's felt very reasonable, though. Sure. Would like to draw a Dreadhorde onto... Any Modern Horizons cards that caught my eye? I mean, the new lands are great. EDH Horizons hasn't had that many modern cards in it. There's a few cards that are like easy shoo-ins, but a lot of these cards are designs for like a format that's not modern. That's unfortunately going to break our curve up here. We're going to lose Spawn, I assume. Does Grixis ever not have thought erasure on 2? Yeah, in the games it loses. Cards too powerful for standard really means cards too confusing for standard. I agree with that. That's definitely what it feels like a lot. This eats up a devil. I get to play Rekindling Phoenix. And I assume they're going to do it now before it deals damage to them during my upkeep. Nope. Alright, deal. So this is going to die in response. We get to play Dreadhorde Butcher here. Good solid curve. Yep. No idea why they didn't just do that on their turn. That's a lot of God Eternals. So let's hope they miss the 5th land drop. Alright, let's play one more. Not really worried about the Grixis matchup. I think that's going to be one of the big differences between playing on the ladder and playing in the event on Saturday. I think there's going to be more people that are playing tiered decks that tend to be, you know, good. I expect to see a lot more red aggro than we see on the ladder, for instance. I think there's a lot of people on the ladder that are playing decks like Grixis that are mostly just playing Magic for fun, as opposed to trying to win. Grixis is just one of those color combinations that's really come up short in the, No, I'm not planning to stream the tournament live on Saturday. Whenever you hear someone belly aching that they got ghosted in a meaningful tournament, those people are idiots. If you're streaming a major event like that with significant prizes, it's your own fault if you get ghosted. Don't stream tournaments where you care about the results. Pick one. You're either caring about your content or you're caring about your results. You can't have both. Why not stream with a delay? Because it's bad content. It also lets people know what I'm playing in the event, because knowing what I'm playing in the tournament also gives them a leg up. So like, even if I like decide on an archetype in advance and I talk about what I'm playing, like knowing my exact 75 is an advantage for my opponents. So rather than give my opponents an unfair advantage in a tournament where in a thing where I care about the results, I'd rather just like not give them the advantage. I plan to record my matches on Saturday, and if my matches aren't just a total steaming dumpster fire, I plan to upload them to YouTube after the fact, but definitely don't plan to stream them live or with a delay. Let's see if they can find their way to some pigeons this turn. If I do upload stuff to YouTube, if you follow me on Twitter or you're in the subs Discord, I'll post in both of those places when I do that. Theater versus Chandra in the side. Theater's really bad against Esper. But maybe that's not relevant anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. They block here. They take 7, 8. They go to 5. I get to pick this back up. I think that's fine. Fine with this trade. In the top 8 of major tournaments, deck lists are public to balance out the fact that certain players have been put at a disadvantage by being on coverage. So they might be able to flip their bird back into play here again. Is that a good draw? I think that was a good draw. How many people are in the thing again? Up to 4,000. There's obviously some overlap, and like MPL players aren't going to be playing in it, obviously. So I bet there's a rough guesstimation is there's probably gonna be somewhere between like 2,500 and 3,000 people playing on Saturday. It's basically like a Grand Prix from home. It's kind of sweet. I don't think this is a Duress matchup. I definitely want the Lava Coils. I'm gonna trim a couple of Footlight Fiends. I'm gonna trim a Midnight Reaper. Sure, but it's for 2 seasons. So it's the top 1,000 constructed players and top 1,000 limited players from 2 seasons in a row. So that's a maximum of 4,000 people, assuming all of those players are unique, which is obviously not the case. I'd also be surprised if there's like more than 1,000 overlap. There's also going to be people who like just happen to qualify that have no interest in playing in this tournament too, so you'll lose some there as well, or people that had like other plans for the weekend. Like, in fact, one of the reasons why I'm making sure I pick something aggressive for Saturday is because we're going to a family barbecue if the weather permits. So I want to like get my matches done in like 3 or 4 hours tops. Tan needs a second black source, obviously, but the rest of this is fine. Please shock my Griminate. Thanks. Look at that. Perfect. This is a Mythic Championship qualifier weekend. It is currently forecasting rain. So if the weather's crap, maybe I'll stream after the qualifier. We'll see though. So do I play Judith and attack for 4 here? I think so. Like, I could just attack with both of these and like throw one of them away to like play the spawn, but getting in for 4 seems more appealing here. Well, we were supposed to be going to, my grandparents, have a campground that they have a trailer in for the summer when they come up from Florida, so usually we go visit them. So we were supposed to be outside with a bunch of other people. Am I excited for the update tomorrow? I am a little bit. Opponent being super conservative here seems reasonable. I'm just gonna go ahead and play this out. I probably need to redo my schedule. Do you know what the window is offhand on the update tomorrow, Morty? Is it another run late update? There's 16 black sources in my deck, which is a little bit under being able to play Spawn consistently on 3, but not that far under. I've been outside with other people before, do not recommend. Sixteen's like the minimum for casting Spawn. Yep. It starts at 10 a.m. my time. Is that what you just said? Scheduled. Oh, May 23rd. 8 a.m. Oh, it says 90 minutes, Marty. It says 90 minutes maintenance. Alright. What happens if I do this? They like double block here, single block here, take 2, take 1 from trample, take 2 from triggers. They take 2, 3, 4, 5. He's dealing 5 to them okay here. They have a shock. They get to kill my Rekindling Phoenix. I feel like waiting here is not ideal though. Like, maybe they just don't have enough cantrips to get their birds back next turn if we're lucky. This also, like, gets them into Heartfire's lethal range. And, like, if they don't have a burn spell for my egg, we're still in a pretty good spot. Yeah, they could have Lava Coil, but, like, if they draw Lava Coil, waiting to attack is still bad for me. Wow, using Opt at end of turn is bold. Feels like they should save that for their turn to be one of their 3 things to get the Phoenixes back with. Yeah, if you like the idea of this deck, it's worth watching, Brewski. I've liked it a lot. Nah, on 5 lands, they're pretty likely to get the birds back. Was that a 4th Phoenix? It was a 4th Phoenix in 26 cards. Alright, dead to Lightning Strike. Hitting my opponent to 5 makes Heartfire lethal, chat. So, I elected to make Heartfire a lethal draw. Caw. Alright, 3 lethal ones. Let's go. That's close. Get to be able to play for game 3. Think I'm happy with how I sideboarded. Gonna run it back. I would be very surprised if there's a 5-color Niv deck that's competitively viable. Real decks have curves, chat. Real decks have curves. Let's do it. Why do you think Cry is at an all-time low? Because there were like 0 copies in the last Star City games top 8? Actual 0, close to 0. There were 2 black decks. Did they have Cries? There were 3 Cries in one. There were 2 in the other. I think the black decks aren't super popular right now. There's a lot of planeswalkers right now. There's not a lot of creatures. Alright, we missed a land, but we have another one of these. They don't have land shock. They're super dead here. Land. Alright, I'll take another Lava Coil, I guess. Now they could have a removal spell next turn that they drew off the Charticores. But we do get to drop this down. Would have liked to drop Judy there and hit them for 2 more this turn, but that's what it is. Him. I like decks that can punish people who stumble. I like decks that can punish people who stumble. This felt pretty reasonable overall. Spawn seems like it was a good addition. Curve's pretty decent. We've got 8 and then 2. Maybe you could argue that the 2 slot in the curve is not quite ideal, and I'd like to get up to 10 2-drops, but I don't know that I have other good 2s that I really want to play, and I don't think I really want to cut Spawns or Rekindling Phoenixes or Heartfires to fit them in. Like, Fireblade Adept is like, or Artist or whatever it's called, is like the only one that could maybe be okay. But that card gets stonewalled pretty consistently. The mix of stuff we have on the sideboard is good. Lava Coil and Tibalt, both very good against the Command the Dreadhorde deck. Duress just good against control decks in general. Chandra good for hammering the card advantage.